Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sahil working as a consultant vet with Vetic. So today I am here with a video to help you choose your companions wisely. First question is, why did I call them as companions? So we are very well aware that we have a bond of purely selfless care and immensely impeccable affection with our pets, and they help us in fighting the 21st century problems like depression, anxiety, loneliness due to the release of happy hormones like dopamine when we interact with them. So they are not just our pets but more of our companions, our friends and our kids. So now comes the question, are you ready for a pet? Because being a pet parent is a responsibility as big as being parents, and it requires a lot of time and attention to be provided on regular basis with some additional expenses that are being forced onto your pocket. So decide if you are mentally ready for the responsibility and if your pocket is ready to bear the expenses. So now that we know you are ready for a pet, let us decide if you are ready for a cat or a dog. So this has to be decided on the basis of various factors, out of which first comes to be your lifestyle. You need to look into your life, your goals, your aspirations and your schedule, and need to decide how much time you will be investing in this lifelong relationship. Because pets, they can be needy, they can get clingy at times, and they need a regular amount of exercise. Dogs, for an example, require 30 to 60 minutes of walk on daily basis, whereas this is not the case with the cats. So for all those fitness freaks, adopting a dog seems to be a good option. Then comes the part, attention required by your pets. This has to be decided on the basis that if you are a busy bee with long working hours, or if you are a free person who would love to devote all his time for the pets. If you want to meet a energetic and playful creature when you reach home, or if you just need a furry baby to shed all your love and parental care to. Because dogs are more of the playful creatures, whereas cats, to the contrast, are more like cuddly puddly cutie pies. So now comes the part about your personal habits, which is to be decided on the basis if you are a cleanliness freak or if you are an easy person. If you can spare time daily for the regular bathing and grooming, or if you can spare time only for the play part. All this because cats do not require regular bathing and only a few long-haired ones are required to be groomed on daily basis. And they also have a habit of keeping themselves clean by licking themselves. Whereas dogs require regular bathing, regular grooming and also shed a lot. And cats, they do not shed. Dogs also have a very peculiar smell, which is not the case with cats. Another important consideration is the environment and living conditions on offer. You need to decide if you want to keep your pet in a flat, a villa or a farm and a garden type area. If you want to keep them in the northern regions with temperature extremes, or if you want to keep them in the southern regions with more or less of the in-between temperatures. If you want to keep them in the humid areas, or you want to keep them in the dry areas. The cats are very good to adapt at any sort of environment, whereas the dogs may find it very difficult to arrange and adapt to some sort of particular weather conditions. For example, the long fur breeds find it difficult to stay in the high temperature areas with high humidity and can have various skin issues. Some of the large breed dogs may find it difficult to stay in the flats or congested areas. Now comes the part about trainability. Here you need to know if you want your pets to be trained to play games with you, to guard your family, or you just need a companion to shed all your love on. Because cats and dogs, they both are trainable, but cats can be trained only for the use of litter boxes, whereas dogs are very highly trainable and can be trained even for being sniffers or the guards. Now we come down to the financial part, in which there are two parts. First one is owning a pet, and then comes the maintenance of a pet, where the maintenance part is always the major concern because it includes the regular food expenses, the regular vet visit expenses and the regular bathing and grooming expenses. Here, dogs, being on the bigger side, require more of food and also require regular bathing and grooming, whereas cats do not have much of the food requirements and they also do not require the grooming expenses. So cats are a clear winner. Last but very important part is the pet allergy. So you need to get all your family members and yourself checked for any sort of pet allergies from the pet you chose. And in the worst case scenario, if any of the members or you yourself are found to be allergic to the pet you chose, you need to rethink, and I will advise you to go for some other options. Now that you are done deciding if you want to go for a cat or a dog, we will be providing you with similar comparisons between dog breeds and cat breeds. For more information, stay tuned guys.